Hey, hey, hey. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about tonight. There is an Italian prince. His name is Prince Emmanuel Filberto of Savoy, also known as Prince of Venice, is heir of Italy's last king. Okay, so I looked this guy up. He is worth $100 million. He's a prince to whoever it is in Italy. He's worth $100 million. Um, I'm not really sure about this, but we can actually check this. Um, okay, so the D'Amelio, there's that TikTok girl, Charlie D'Amelio. She's worth $20 million. So kind of relatively, he is like 10. What is that? 10 times richer than her. But also, you have to remember, like Jay-Z and Beyonce are like 100 times richer than both of them. Actually, 200 times, because and I think their net worth just went up because of all the money that Beyonce is about to make on tour. And then there's a whole thing where now Jay-Z's a member of like Square, the company that Jack Dorsey owns. He's like a board member, so then he's bringing even more money from that. Um. Anyway, but let's just read about this because I think it just gives a little bit of context to why I continue saying I don't understand why anyone cares about history really. Like if you're African, I think it makes sense to like learn about African history if you plan to actually, because you could like literally just go build an empire in Africa, especially if you're black right now, which is what I hope you're doing it. Like please come with us to the future. Like white people will never colonize Africa again, so the only people who are going to be allowed to live there are going to be black. It is actually Wakanda. Now, what's happening in Europe, as you guys see, if you're paying attention or not, basically Russia, they're like the rich Europeans. They're literally killing off Ukrainians who are the poor Europeans for land and resources. And Vladimir Putin is posing all over the internet with all the African leaders like, we're not coming to peace. And I think it's hilarious. He's like smiling with like the other African leaders like, I'm still about to kill the Ukrainians. It's like, I don't give a shit. Like, whatever. All right. So Prince Emmanuel Filberto of Savoy is ready to give up his title in honor of a more modern approach to the monarchy. The Italian prince confirmed to Fox News Digital that he plans to renounce his claim to the throne for his daughter, Princess Vittoria. What are they princesses of? I guess some small island in Italy. I don't know. Just let's put this in context here. Whatever she is the princess of, Beyonce's house is the most expensive home I think on planet Earth right now. On planet Earth. Earth! Like she's a princess of something, but like Blu Ivy is worth more than her in terms of raw dollars and cents. Pick one of Diddy's kids right now. They're worth more than her. So I don't know who's a prince and who's not, but all right, so the 19-year-old who is currently studying political science and art history in the UK is also a fashion model with about 85 thousand followers on Instagram. We're in a world where there are a lot of changes and a lot of quick changes, and I really like the approach that today the younger generation can take on uncertain matters and the patriarch. I do not want to, let's say, block my daughter until I become very old and perhaps some powerful things away from her that she could do. At the moment she's studying, he said, she also needs to do her life and her career because we're not in a reigning monarchy. She has to work to gain money. I just want to repeat that. She has to work to gain money because they're not that rich. She loves art history. She wants to open an art gallery. She wants to work with young artists. When I feel she's ready, I would be pleased to do a step behind her and let her take the role of chief of the royal family in Italy. The Telegraph first reported on the 50-year-old's plans on June 7th. According to the outlet, the House of Savoy ruled from 1861 to 1946, and at the time the country was known as the King of Italy. The House of Savoy was established in the 11th century. Italians voted to abolish the monarchy and become a republic after the family's disastrous support of a dictator, Benito Mussolini. The family fled to Rome in 1943 to avoid an invading German army. I just want to always say, like, no matter where you go in history, there is always a German who has all the power. I don't know what it is about like German people. I just feel like they will find a resource and just fucking like t- capitalize on the resource. Like no matter what, Germany will win. I don't know another word. It's like look throughout history, it just like never fails. A lot of shit might happen, but according to the outlet, King Umberto II left for Portugal, and male heirs of the royal family were banished from Italy until 2002. At the time, Parliament voted to end exile and allow them to return as ordinary citizens. Umberto's Italy's last reigning king passed away in 1983 at age 78. There's more of this story, but that's actually the only part of the story that I want to cover. Maybe this part. She needs to study the history of her family and be more involved, but I really think Victoria has all the capacity to take over the House of Savoy and bring it into the 22nd century. Let's say Victoria has always been aware of what's happening in our world. For example, at the beginning of the war in Ukraine, she immediately went to the Red Cross to the border of Poland to help young people and mothers who were passing the borders. I just want to say, like, Ukraine is, like, not more special than any of the other places that have war. So as you see, like, people like Angelina Jolie are talking about, like, Yemen, things that are happening in Africa, Thailand. All over the world, there's the bad things happening. So why are they, like, talking about her going to Ukraine? Like, Ukraine is not the only place that has, like, war and famine. So, like, what makes them so special? Like, that's like it's not saying what you think it's saying. It's basically saying that this whoever this princess is, she cares about like European people dying, but she doesn't really give a shit about other people. So maybe think about that. And also, if you're black, just remember that our princess is winning. Go Blue Ivy. She's like wealthier than whoever this princess is in Italy.